my young acolyte. Welcome to the path of the dark side of the Force. Let the weak fall before you, and the galaxy itself bow on its knees. Lay the Empire's path to its greatness with your like and subscription to the channel. Execute the will of the dark side.
I fought alongside the Jedi in many campaigns. Fearless warriors, yes, but their ancient magic held no sway over me.
Straight ahead! Follow me!
They made mistakes on the battlefield, like the rest of us. They bled and died, like the rest of us. And a warrior doesn't need a lightsaber to be fearless. Red team, covering fire. Blue team, flanking procedure. Follow me. Later, I would hear stories about another warrior. A warrior unlike any other in the galaxy. Surely, unlike any I had fought alongside. Now, you could steer a Lucre Holt-class battleship through the holes in most of the stories I overheard from that stool. Pilots and explorers are liars, one and all. They exaggerate the way the rest of us breathe, without even pausing to think about it. But this was different. I guess I wanted to believe. They say the first casualty on any battlefield is truth. I know this myself. But it's also where legends are born. And a legend can conquer entire galaxies and live on forever and ever. Even if only half true, these stories astounded me. The galaxy was truly changing. For the first time in a long time, I found myself thinking about places beyond the farm. Loyalty is a choice. I chose to move on. My debt to the farmer, no doubt, repaid with interest many months before. I headed off, alone. Though it wasn't the first time I'd been in that wasteland all by myself. Solitude is not a natural clone state. I was no accident. No cosmic afterthought. I was created. Yes, created. For a specific purpose. There's pride in knowing that. But it's not yours alone. You are one of many. All the same. Created and trained to fight as one mighty army. A machine. A machine with an unlimited number of replacement parts. Each part equally important, meaning not at all important. They never came back for me, left for dead. Forgotten before I hit the ground, no doubt. But how? How could I forget? By the time I walked off that farm, I hadn't fired a blaster in more than 2 years. Didn't care to. Until now. Finally, someone I could respect. Finally, someone I could follow. Finally, someone who hated the Jedi as much as I did. I was trained to fight, and fight well. The desert taught me everything else. And it set me on a path. A path leading straight to Darth Vader. I am the clone, formerly known as ST-5539. The events in this story are true. The individuals I will describe here lived and fought and died. I know. I was there. Even if the Empire wiped it all from the historical record. It was a day of celebration. A new future was being ushered in. Bright, shiny, and hopeful. The people were happy. I just hoped there was still some fighting to be had. All in all, though, it was a pleasant welcome back to civilization.
A future without conflict or fear, where peace and security are offered to every citizen of the Empire.
The town was being rewarded for capturing and turning in a traitor. I did not know him, but in a sense, I did. Jedi are all the same. It's amazing how quickly things can change in 2 years, or even 2 minutes. It had been 8 sunsets since the Jedi left. I was beyond wondering if I was going to die. I was dying. But I wasn't done fighting. To this day, I have no idea what it means, or why, in my fever-induced delirium, I even wrote it. But I decided right then and there that it would be my name. Hawk. And that I was going to survive. I decided my future wasn't going to be dictated to me. That my destiny wasn't coded into my cells on Camino. I was in control. The story of Hawk was yet to be written. I had only known of one other clone who gave himself a name. We jokingly referred to him as the Mandalorian Anomaly. But nobody joked about his abilities. He excelled at everything his instructors threw at him. He was trained for commando operations by one of the best Mandalorian instructors. But rumor has it that he and the instructor butted heads, that he fought and killed the instructor with his bare hands, that he was locked away, deemed a mutant, a mistake, that the Kaminoans conducted tests on him to see how the cloning process could go so horribly wrong. I saw him much later. I was told to take him his evening meal. "Thank you, slave," is all he said. He named himself Kadak. They say he took the first name of the Mandalorian destroyer god, Kad Harangir, and used it forwards and backwards. They said he talked of destroying everything and building it up again. Crazy talk. They said he bulked himself up in captivity and tattooed his name all over his body. And they said he didn't like sharing a face with the rest of us, so he took matters into his own hands. There were rumors he was terminated after the testing was completed. But there were also whispers that the Mandalorian Anomaly had escaped. Escape or die in captivity. I figured those were my two options as well. Which meant my only decision was which way to start walking. I eventually took the last name of Malsum. I was conceived on Camino. But the Malsum Expanse is where I was born. It provided for me. It disciplined me. It was the mother and father I never had. That desert taught me lessons about myself. Lessons I would carry into every system. And onto every battlefield. which did not go unnoticed. Just as his actions did not go unnoticed by me, how could they? I had never seen anything like it. Lord Vader was more than a warrior. His mere presence was enough to demoralize many an enemy. The Jedi, for all their talk, never commanded this level of respect. They cared only about their order. Vader sought order. A galaxy at peace, united under one banner. And from his subordinates. Vader demanded results.
Move along, pirate trash.
Exactly what I demanded of myself. My actions earned me some new armor, and the title of Commander before my name. But I would soon earn what I valued above anything else. Lord Vader's trust. A rare prize indeed. Although, I suppose, few are willing to do what it takes to attain it. That's what happens when you blindly pursue what you most desire, I guess. You sometimes find yourself in a place you never imagined going. Few live to tell of it. But, to this day, in the right dark corner of the right cantina, with the right company across the table, you might hear hushed talk of it. Some might even resemble the truth. This is the story of the so-called Shrouded Offensive. The true story. The biggest battlefield disaster the Empire had ever known. The battle took place on Ostor, on the fringes of the Outer Rim. A barren planet of deep canyons, red soil, and bizarre wind-sculpted rock formations. A separatist civilization had taken hold there, far from the eyes of the Emperor. Or so they had hoped. No such luck. Lord Vader was quickly dispatched to bring the outpost into the Imperial fold. Now, Lord Vader made 3 mistakes that day. First, he stayed behind. Why, I don't know. Second, in his haste, or overconfidence, I'm not sure which, he didn't bother with reconnaissance.
The sandstorms have subsided. We are ready, Lord Vader.
Third, he put General Roan in charge. But I was no mistake. I was meant to be on that battlefield. And, as Lord Vader would soon discover, putting me there wiped away all his other sins. Well, at least on that particular day.
I am counting on you, General Roan.
Yes, Lord Vader. Your confidence is... Attack on my signal. Show no mercy. The sooner we finish this job,
The sooner we can leave this miserable system.
Our orders came from inside an armored transport far behind the lines. I was closer to their general than ours. General Atticus Farstar. I would hear his name for the first time later on. A name worthy of remembrance.
what does it say, Lieutenant?
It says General Roan is a...
Commander, focus your troops towards the center of that line. Aim for the banner. You may proceed with the offensive.
It was a slaughter. Exactly as expected. Which I guess should have been my first clue. When sentient beings fight for something, anything, even if it's just to see another sunrise, nothing will go exactly as expected. You can count on that. Overmatched, they retreated. Slowly. Deliberately. Yet the banner remained up. An odd priority, it seemed, amid the surrounding death and chaos. One could say, unexpected. Keep that banner up! Keep falling back! Then it hit me.
General, stop the advance. They may be luring us into a trap.
You are too cautious, Commander. This is what happens when you have superior numbers. The other side retreats. Advance and take out that banner. That's an order.
I tried to impose order, tried to get lines reformed, to stop the fumbling advancement, even for a minute. I might as well have tried to stop time. This would never have happened with the all-clone armies I served with before. We understood discipline and order. Just a few replacements. That's all it took to undermine the infrastructure. At that moment, on that day, I feared for the future of the Imperial Army. I envisioned a day when the clones would be scattered too thin. Lifelong training, purpose, replaced by those merely seeking a job. I envisioned an army of troopers who couldn't hit anything they shot at. Disgusting. As I ran through the tidal wave of white helmets, my revulsion grew.
There's still time to stop this, General.
Stop what? Unconditional victory? Report back to the front line, Commander. Your insolence is noted, Commander. Take this man into custody. I think you've pushed enough of my buttons today. I'll deal with you soon enough. Your order is to advance. Pursue at all costs. By order of Lord Vader. Anyone stopping will be shot as a traitor.
Traitor! It was a masterful trap. General Farstar held his best troops back. Two armies in wait, one on each side of the canyon. Surprised and surrounded, the Imperial Army had no other choice. Fight to the last man. By my count, that took less than 15 minutes.
Where's General Roan? I want answers.
You'll get them from me.
Because I killed him.
I never thought I'd be in the presence of the Emperor, let alone lying through my teeth to him. And the lack of recon? All General Roan. He flatly disobeyed Lord Vader's instructions. But I figured it was for the greater good. Plus, the General wasn't around to complain. At least he ended up being good for something.
Very well. Lord Vader, I'll expect a more hands-on approach next time.
I don't know why they didn't terminate me. But I suspect Lord Vader had something to do with that. He had other plans for me.
Are you as bold behind the controls of a starfighter as you are on the battlefield? Or in front of the Emperor's throne?
I can hold my own, Lord Vader.
I can find countless fighter pilots who can hold their own. I want one I can trust. This time, we'll hit them from the ground and the air. I want you on my wing, Hawk Malsum.
In his hands, a lightsaber sang. Beautifully efficient, nimble, deadly. But the full strength of the Imperial war machine? In his hands, it was what it was. Big and strong and clumsy. still, suitable for crushing.
Green Squadron, stay in formation and follow close. Prepare for initial pass. Minimal anti-aircraft fire. The shield is strong. It'll take some time to wear it down.
They weren't from Austin, that's for sure. But I plan to send some down there anyway. Lord Vader was, by far, the best pilot I had ever seen. Or ever will see, for that matter. But then, almost as fast as they burst onto the scene, those V-19s seemingly vanished. The reason hit us at the exact same time. In an attempt to throw everything at the city, Lord Vader had left his Star Cruiser without an air defense. He scrambled back, taking most of the squadron with him. The rest of us were supposed to provide cover for the troops. But I had my own immediate concern. The second best fighter pilot I'd ever seen. I would find out a short time later, right before I hit the ground. But this was not the first time I had interacted with this individual. One does not forget the name Jedi.
Time to die, slave.
Then, darkness. For how long? I don't know. In a way, it felt like years. Loyalty is a choice. A choice that defines you.
Here, take my water.
Clothes?
Take 'em. Shoes, too. Looks like you have use for 'em.
No guards? Anyone still able to hold a weapon is outside.
General Farstar, can you hear us? General, are you there?
You can't win.
We don't expect to. Not today, anyway.
I know very little about those three, even now. Names and a few facts. But what I know, I want to share. I understand the risks of doing so. Lima Starcourt. For most of her career, she was a lawyer on Coruscant. All records of her cases, however, have been erased. After coming to Oster, she supposedly wrote a document of individual rights that governed the growing city. No such document survived. Rebo Keen, an eloquent statesman and one-time adventurer who, in his younger days, helped map two newly discovered systems, among the first to settle on Oster. He joined General Farstar on the front lines during the initial defense, feeling it was his civic duty. Poutlavir, at one point, a minor celebrity in educated circles. I think I remember reading a collection of his poems back on Camino. I assume he came to Oster to find solitude, wishing to spend his final years writing. His poetry is now banned by imperial decree.
We only hope to last long enough to inspire others.
Already, Kadak and his followers have joined the fight. Others too. People will see what we have done here. More will do the same elsewhere.
The galaxy will never be at peace if you and your kind stand up and fight progress.
Ha! But it's the only way your Emperor will allow us to stand. Otherwise, we're supposed to be on our knees, kissing his feet, or the feet of his monster.
Once the galaxy is united, you'll see. No more conflict or fear. A future with peace and stability. With hope.
But we had those things here. With liberty and personal responsibility as well. With compassion for the weaker and less able. With laws and courts. With democracy.
You see, the three of us represent the wishes of our people. And our people have chosen to fight.
So, unless you wish to help us, please leave us to our burden.
I can't let you do that.
Others are prepared to step into our roles if we are killed.
if their goal was to prolong this fight. My goal was to end it as quickly as possible. Removed their last bit of hope. But I realized there was one more. I thought perhaps I could end it. That it wouldn't take much for this small group to lose the will to fight. But I guess I was thinking about something else as well. I had never been shot down before. I owed him one. It wouldn't be the last time I realized I was completely wrong about something. Or someone. But sometimes, it can take a while to sink in. The old ways. They die off more slowly than you'd think. We shared the same genetic code, the same face. He and I were brothers. In a way, born in the same laboratory. Created to fight. Trained to kill or be killed. Destiny may have led us both to this moment in time, but raw instinct was about to do the rest. Any thought of bringing a quick end to the fighting vanished sometime between the 3rd and 10th punch. Hopelessly outnumbered, facing Lord Vader's methodical advance, facing certain death. That motley assortment of fighters cheered every blow. The will to fight wasn't leaving them, even as mine slowly bled from my mouth and nose. My arms and legs felt heavy, but I fought back as best I could. I fought and fought, as I had countless times before. But what's the point? If you're not fighting for something. Then, just as I felt it all slipping away, something changed. All of a sudden, I was fighting for me. I was fighting to survive. And that's something I'm very good at. The Separatists didn't stop fighting, and that only made me angry and angry. That heaviness in my legs and arms, left behind alongside Kadak's lifeless body. The rest of the Imperial Army followed a path of carnage to the city's front gate. It sickens me now to think of it. The city had already taken a heavy beating from the air. It was in flames, in near total ruin. Barely recognizable. Is there an ounce of humanity left in that dark machine? I still ask myself that. I honestly don't know. I hope not. Because over the course of that next hour, I saw things. Images that still visit me in the dark. I heard things. Cries that still wake me from a deep sleep. I pray no human being is capable of what Lord Vader did that day. I wish I could say the elected leaders of that city offered profound words at their death. I wish I could fill this page with their final thoughts, or pass along some sort of final wisdom. But like so much of the bloodshed I had seen in my life, it was a scene of little consequence. Sounds, followed by silence. Action, followed by stillness. Followed by numbness. I can tell you that they never drew their weapons, even when they had a chance to kill me earlier that day. It was over, I thought. I hoped. But I wasn't going to leave anything to chance. Your leaders are dead. Take a knee and bow to your new lord. Once again, my initiative surprised Lord Vader. But what happened next surprised us both. No! Stop! 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 I'm not sure what I said next. Those dark eyes, no hint of emotion, no glimmer of humanity. That's what will haunt my memory until my final breath. I know I said something. I certainly know how I felt, seeing those people literally stand up for their beliefs. And what was that? To live on their own? In peace? The full realization crashed down on me. My respect had been misplaced. Could I have said more? Should I have said something different? Had I been more eloquent or more persuasive, or slightly less rattled by those cold eyes? Could I have saved those lives? In that moment, could a new course have been set, perhaps for the entire galaxy? This too will haunt me forever. Then again, maybe Vader's pause was something else. Maybe he was just deciding whom to kill next. There are many things I'll never know. My genetic code, for example. Was the exact day and hour of my death predetermined years ago in a Kaminoan lab? Will I just drop dead, no longer useful for my created purpose? Pre-programmed to be expendable in my advanced years, away from the battlefield? Or will I just speed through old age as quickly as I sped through my youth? So I write, to confess my sins, to memorialize those scrubbed from history by imperial decree, to express my conviction that the Empire won't succeed, can't succeed, and to pass along that hope to a child who may never know his or her father. I have chosen to spend my remaining time cultivating life instead of death. And I have chosen love over anger. I have my wife Talia to thank for that, of course. She is my sun, my source of light and warmth. The reason each day feels new to me.
Then follow your leader into oblivion.
No! Stop! Stop! Stop!
Look what I found down by the stream. Come on, let's take the bowl outside and watch the sunset.
Sure. Give me a second to clean up this mess.
Leave it. I can deal with it later.
Empire values those who are loyal to it. Show your loyalty. Support the dark side of the Force on Patreon with a like and a subscription to the channel, or I will carry out its will myself and find all the enemies of the Empire.